me tonight. And just checking a couple settings here. So before we get started. But just to give you a little background about myself, I am a registered dietitian. I have a master's degree in nutrition, and this next month I will be celebrating my 50th anniversary as a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. And so it's been a great and wonderful and exciting 50 years for me in my profession. I have absolutely loved every minute of it. So I think probably my proudest moment, or one of them I would say, was when about 20 years ago, when I was a founding member of a specialty practice group of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and that was called Dietitians and Integrative and Functional Nutrition. And that when we started that group, there was about 100 of us. Now it's about 8,000 members in that group, and it's the largest specialty practice group of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So I have long held an interest in holistic health, natural products. And so it was just really kind of a natural progression that I would become an active distributor with LifeVantage. And it was actually when I was working as a head dietitian at a heart specialty hospital in Sioux Falls, South Dakota back in 2011, that a cardiologist introduced me to LifeVantage and to our flagship product, Protandim Nerve 2. Now, when I saw the scientific validation on Protandim Nerve 2, I knew that I would not be able to zip my lip and not get out and try, tell people. I mean, if it's, like when you discover like the greatest restaurant in town, you can't help it, right? You got to go out and tell all your friends and family. And so that's kind of what happened with me. And so, I got started and just what I just thought would just be, a little side gig. It actually turned into being a full-time professional occupation for me and a secondary career for me. So at age 60, what was I? 61, 62, I started a new career. And so here I am with you tonight. So I'm very, very excited to be talking to you about activation versus supplementation and how you can biohack your body with nutrigenomics. So what is nutrigenomics? Nutrigenomics is the study of the effects of nutrients and bioactive components on gene expression. And just simplify it, the study of how nutrients can modify gene expression. And there's a companion study called Nutrigenetics, and that's more that personalized nutrition. But with nutrigenomics, this is population-based. Everybody can benefit from nutrigenomics. And you may not have heard of it before, but for I think at least 12 years now, we have had a journal dedicated to the study of nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics. So it's really not maybe new in the science world, but it might be new to you. So tonight we're going to be talking about, like I said, about how nutrients can modify gene expression. And I know many of you in the past have probably heard or thought that, that you're doomed by your genes, right? Well, the good news is that you're not. In fact, 95 to 90 to 95% of your genes are modifiable, right? They're modifiable. And I just love this quote from Dr. Francis Collins, and that he says that genetics loads the gun, the lifestyle pulls the trigger. So there's so much you can do to wire around your genes with nutrition. So how are you going to do that with nutrition? Well, talk about two approaches. One is your diet, and the other is nutrigenomic products. So let's talk about diet. The number one rated diet for modifying gene expression is the Mediterranean diet. Hands up. Just fantastic. Thousands upon thousands of research study showing the benefits of the Mediterranean diet. I got really interested in the Mediterranean diet back in 2000 when I was at that heart hospital, because at the time, the diet that was being presented in was American Heart Association diet, was a low-fat, low-cholesterol diet. But I knew that was old science. I knew that the new science was showing that the Mediterranean diet was really, really the diet that was going to help prevent heart disease. Why? Because the Mediterranean diet was the most potent, powerful diet at lowering oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is at the root cause of all those cardiovascular disease. So it was a no-brainer. I brought this diet into the hospital in the Midwest. Well, a modified version of it. I called it Prairie Mediterranean. You get the gist, right? I was trying to market a healthy diet, and it worked. I think it was very successful. So the other way that you can modify gene expression with nutrients is with Nutrigenomics cellular activators. And tonight I'm going to talk to you about the Protandim Nad Synergizers, and that's just what they are: cellular activators using a nutrigenomic effect. And I'm going to be talking about three of them. Three different nutrigenomic products that modify various genes and modify three different anti-aging pathways with plant extracts and nutrients. So let's get started with the first one. Oh no, let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning and how we got here, right? And how I got here. And so let's go back to 1969. That was when Dr. Joe McCord discovered a molecule called SOD, superoxide dismutase. It was a huge discovery in science. He received all kinds of awards for his discovery. And so Dr. Joe McCord set out on this 40-year journey to try to bring an SOD drug to market, but all those drugs had too many side effects. He switched over, and in 2003, just over to plant extracts, natural compounds, and he formulated Protandim Nerve 2. And he found that Protandim Nerve 2 increased that SOD molecule by 30%, also lowered oxidative stress by 40%. Well, in the process of publishing the first study on Protandim Nerve 2, ABC Primetime picked up this study, and they go, wow, this is too good to be true. And they published an ABC Primetime Investigative report. I'm going to talk about that in a minute here. And then after that report aired, the Protandim was sold in the retail market for several years, but the sales were really dismal. It was not until 2009 when the company LifeVantage switched over to the network marketing model. It's simply just word of mouth marketing, right? Word of mouth marketing, the most powerful and potent kind of marketing that there is out there. Well, that ended up by today to having just like millions upon millions of bottles sold around the world. And now today in 2022, LifeVantage is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, $240 million in revenue and debt-free. Wow, quite a journey, right? Okay, so let's talk a little more about that ABC Primetime Investigative report. So what did ABC Primetime do? They sent the reporter, John Keonis, reporter into the Joe McCord's lab to just to see if they could validate the study, right? So what they did with John Keonis was they drew his blood, and then they tested his blood for something called T-bars, which is a marker of cellular aging. They found, and oxidative stress as well, both. So they found that just in 2 weeks that John Keonis's oxidative stress was lowered by an average of 45%. That's right, lowered 45% in 2 weeks. Now, the first human study on Protandim Nerve 2 demonstrated a 40% average reduction of oxidative stress in 30 days. And so what the ABC Primetime Investigative report really validated was that Protandim worked even better than in the study, right? So I've been talking about oxidative stress. So what is oxidative stress? Oxidative stress, the rusting of your body from the inside out. Also, the leading theory on why we age and why we get the diseases of aging. And so oxidative stress is caused by toxic molecules called free radicals. So you've probably heard of the free radical theory of aging, right? So those free radicals come and they bombard our body, and they come from various sources. They come from ultraviolet rays, microwaves, cell phones. EMFs is a huge source of oxidative stress. Pollution, chemicals in our food, intensive aerobic exercise. I mean, there's just so many sources of oxidative stress, heavy metals particularly. And so what happens is that our body gets bombarded with those free radicals, and over time, your cells in your body and your organs start to break down, and that's premature aging and disease. And you can see on the right of your screen, you see that apple? When you cut an apple and you expose it to oxygen on the table, just cut it, sit on the table, That's oxidation on that apple. You can see that process is going on inside your body. So what happens with this uncontrolled oxidative stress? Actually, your body's kind of designed to handle a little bit of oxidative stress, but it's when you get this imbalance, right? Too much oxidative stress. And so we know that it does all that cellular damage, and then it starts to affect all of your body organs, right? Everything from your heart, your kidneys, your joints, your brain, right? Just go to pubmed.gov, type in oxidative stress, and for example, Alzheimer's disease, type in kidney disease and oxidative stress. You will get thousands and thousands of articles. I think that last time I looked at PubMed and typed in oxidative stress, I think there's over 250,000 research articles on oxidative stress. It's a huge contributor to premature aging and the diseases that come with premature aging. So what can we do about oxidative stress? Another term for those free radicals is oxidants. Oxidants. So now you know why we need antioxidants, right? Well, there are two sources of antioxidants. There's the direct ones that you get in food and supplements. You know, blueberries, all those wonderful, healthy, wonderful foods. It's great. Vitamin pills, antioxidant vitamin pills are direct antioxidants. But there's another source of antioxidants, and that is your cellular antioxidants. So remember I talked about that molecule SOD that Dr. Joe McCord discovered, superoxide dismutase? Superoxide dismutase is one of those cellular antioxidants. It is this huge molecule. It gobbles up 1 million free radicals per molecule, and it keeps going and going, right? But on the other side, the direct antioxidants that you get in food and supplements, they neutralize the free radicals in a ratio of 1 to 1, and then they're done. So if you take a vitamin C tablet, that vitamin C will only neutralize 1 free radical, and then that vitamin C molecule is done. So if your house, or if you think of your house as being on fire from oxidative stress and inflammation, yes, because oxidative stress comes first, then it causes this inflammation. So if you think of your body as being that house on fire, and if you're really counting on those direct antioxidants to put out that fire, it's like putting a Dixie cup of water on the fire. But with NRF2 activation, by increasing your cellular antioxidants like SOD, like glutathione, like catalase, that is like having a fire hose in every room of your house. It's such a better way to really handle oxidative stress, getting your cells to make antioxidants rather than taking them. So Protandim is called a NRF2 synergizer or NRF2 activator. It activates your cells to make those antioxidant enzymes, right? And we already talked about those and how potent and powerful that is. Glutathione by an average of 300%. Wow, that's the master antioxidant enzyme for your body, particularly powerfully beneficial for your brain. And you can see in the bottom, what are the ingredients? These are common plant extracts that have been around for centuries: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha. And what's really exciting, and I think what really, really got me excited about Protandim NRF2 was the amount of scientific validation. When I joined with Life Anti-Age in 2011, there were 7 studies on Protandim NRF2, and we did not have this study that was funded by the NIH and conducted by the National Institute on Aging that showed that of all the dietary supplements that NIH has studied, that Protandim was the only one that was proven and shown to extend lifespan in mice. This diagram again kind of shows you how Protandim works. It's all about synergy. Synergy, the action of the sum of the parts is greater than the individual nutrients. As you can see here, individually, these individual ingredients, they don't really give you much in terms of those antioxidant enzymes, but when you combine them together, wow, look at that red bar. 1,800 times more effective than just the ingredients alone. Again, like I said, what really got me excited, and the reason why I'm still here today, is because of the scientific validation. And at the time, I was working, in the heart specialty hospital, and so what really was really impressive was that the American Heart Association funded and published a study on Protandim Nrf2, the first time that they had ever published a study on a branded supplement. So that was impressive to me. Okay, so we've talked about the first pathway, right? And talked about how the nutrients within Protandim Nrf2 modify gene expression and activate this Nrf2 pathway. So the next one we're going to talk about is this NRF1 pathway, which addresses mitochondrial decline. So what are the mitochondria? The mitochondria are your energy factories in your cells. And as you age, you lose your mitochondria. Why? Because that oxidative stress, those pesky free radicals, they're destroying your mitochondria in your cells, right? And so as you lose your mitochondria, you lose your energy. So I know that some of you on the webinar maybe are, over 40, maybe over 50, and you're saying, wow, I just don't have the energy that I did when I was in my 30s or my 40s. Well, that's because you're losing your mitochondria. So what the Protandim Nrf1 does, it activates a certain set of genes and that Nrf1 pathway, and it helps to grow your mitochondria back. It's called Mitochondrial Biogenesis. And the Protandim NRF1 works very similar to the Protandim NRF2. Again, it's synergy. The 5 nutrients in NRF1 create a synergy, activate that NRF1 pathway, and modify those NRF1 genes, right? And what does NRF1 do? Of course, it gives you more energy, right? Produces your mitochondria and their ability to network. Wow, everybody needs that. I'm really excited. I've been on Protandim Nrf1, I think now for about 5 years, Protandim Nrf2, 11 years. And I can say that I think for 72, I have a lot of energy, more than, I don't know what a typical 72-year-old is supposed to feel like, but I don't feel like 72. That's all I can say about that. Okay, so the third one of those cellular activators is the Protandim Nad Synergizer. Now, this is probably the newest one of our Protandim family. Probably only been on the NAD. I've been only, 3 years maybe with NAD. This is very exciting because NAD activates that NAD sirtuin pathway. Sirtuins. Okay, I'm throwing out a lot of new terms for you tonight, and I hope that you will be able to go and do your own little independent research and study about some of these terms, because if you're really into really health and anti-aging, this is really, I would say, the future in health and wellness and anti-aging, is really activating these pathways. And so the sirtuin NAD pathway is really the hot button topic in nutrition and anti-aging. So sirtuins, this is a set of 7 genes, they're proteins, that were found to be increased when with severe caloric restriction. So when researchers were studying severe caloric restriction of both animals and humans, they found that the health benefits of fasting and severe caloric restriction were directly related to this increase of these powerful genes called sirtuins. And so this slide shows you that Protandim Nrf2 in just 24 hours can increase that sirtuin production up by 100%. Very, very, very effective. Caloric about equal to the caloric restriction, right? And then look at our poor competitors. They're not very competitive, are they? And again, the ingredients are, these are the ingredients in the Nrf2. I want you to look over here on the right. This is what makes our Protandim NAD really stand out and really why it works so great is it's a theacrine-based NAD supplement. What is theacrine? It's a substance found in tea and it's similar to caffeine. but it doesn't have the irritability and the habit-forming effect of caffeine, right? So it really gives you similar benefits, but without some of the downsides, right? So what's very exciting about our Protandim NAD, and in this study they call it NAD3, is that there's a study hot off the press that was conducted in humans, and it showed that Protandim NAD over 12 weeks, this showed that a theocrine-based supplement can positively affect the NAD metabolism in human cells. It increases the NAD in your cells, and it also can improve your lipid metabolism and your cardiovascular health, and reduces the hallmarks of aging, right? It slows down aging, improves your cardiovascular health and your lipid metabolism, all validated in this study that's just, like I said, hot off the press. Now, our scientists at our company said, okay, this is really cool. You know, we have these three Protandim products. They all have these tremendous health benefits, activating these anti-aging pathways, all activating specific genes. And then they thought, whoa, what would happen if we put the three of them together? Would we get an additional synergy? Because remember, the words tonight are nutrigenomics and synergy. The synergy of these nutrients and these pills are having a nutrigenomic effect, modifying gene expression. In this case, we're turning on all these awesome, wonderful, powerful genes that are anti-aging genes, right? So our scientists thought, oh, what would happen if we put the three of them together? So this slide is a little bit complicated, so I'm going to try to simplify it for you real quick. Okay, so over here on the left, do you see that? This is the two genes on the left are two genes that get activated by just NRF2 alone, right? Do you see that? So NRF2 alone, when it comes to this gene called NQO1, it increases at 40%. When with this gene, let's see, alone, the NRF2 HMOX1, it increases at 50%. Remember, this is a detoxification gene over here. This one is an anti-inflammatory gene. So when you, and it's really impressive. I mean, 40% and 50% is pretty impressive, right? But look what happens when you add the NRF1 and then the NAD. Let me go back. The NAD to the NRF2. Do you see that effect? So you go from 50% for this anti-inflammatory gene to 838%. And you get the same effect across the board. Let's move on to NRF1. See NRF1, the gray bars? That's NRF1 alone. Look what happens when you, the blue bars show what happened when you add the NAD and the NRF2, right? And over here, this is really impressive, how much greater benefit you get with NAD when you add NRF1 and NRF2, right? Unbelievable benefit. I was really wild when I saw that. So I take my Synergizers every day. Okay, so that's our Protandim Synergizers. I mean, you know, the Protandim NRF2 obviously is our flagship products. That's where we all got started, right? And then, of course, we're on the cutting edge, I believe our company is, when it comes to anti-aging and with nutrigenomic activators. So we have a whole other line of products that are just phenomenal. They're just super high quality, very clean products. Some of my favorites is NRF2 skincare. We are the first to market with NRF2 activation skincare. It's like an inside-outside approach. We have weight management products. We have NRF2 hair care, which is just wonderful. We have Nootromic Brain Drink, which is, I'm going to pause here for just 1 minute. Hold on just a minute. Okay. So we have Axio drinks. These are, I don't want to, brain juice for us. You know, help us with focus, concentration, memory. My picker-upper drink in the afternoon. It's my performance drink before pickleball in the morning. Drink my Axio. We have a Daily Wellness, which is has a postbiotic fermented yeast extract that is so potent, powerful for your immune system. We have Protandim for pets. We have a whole line of body care products that are the combination of NRF2 and CBD as well together. Now, we have an awesome program. If you're a guest here, or maybe you're a customer trying to learn more, we have an awesome program for our customers. Our customers can order all of our products on a subscription program at a wholesale cost with free shipping. It's just an absolutely wonderful program. You get your own little back office, customer office, where you can manage your own shipments. You can start, stop, you can add products. It's just really a great program. Okay, and of all of our product lineup that we have, I guess the next favorite products are really these products for your microbiome. Okay, so we talked about the Protandim Nad Synergizer. It's all about your cellular health, right? Activating those anti-aging pathways. But as far as your immunity, the microbiome is really, really critically important. It's called your second brain, the microbiome in your gut. It's really also where 70% of your immunity resides, right, is within your microbiome. So I've actually been taking probiotics for many, many years. But it's amazing because my probiotic that I was taking really didn't help me very much. Because a lot of those probiotics, in fact, most, up to 95% of them, get destroyed by the stomach acid. So our probiotic has overcome that challenge. You get a huge survival. You get like 60% survival, 75% survival of those bacteria into your large and small intestine. Awesome. Now, the prebiotic is the food for the probiotics. It's like the fertilizer in your garden. And then the postbiotic, I kind of think of it like the compost pile, because that is the bioactive nutrients from fermentation. It's just the latest thing in gut health. Really, it truly is. You're going to be hearing more about postbiotics. In fact, I believe that postbiotics in the postbiotic market will overtake the probiotic market in the future. For our customers, we have these stacks of products that are combined that give you some great savings as well. Just awesome savings. But we also have something else to offer.
Thanks for watching,
everybody.
guys.
And that is